Hey guys, and welcome to our 2-month update. Bryce is 2 months old. I am about 8 weeks postpartum, well, 9 weeks-ish. I'm filming this a little bit late, but I wanted to get this up, and I kind of have a lot to talk about, and I didn't watch my 1-month postpartum update, so sorry if this is like double. But for you moms that have had any of the same struggles I have or anything like that, please comment down below and let's just like have some conversation about all the things that us new moms are going through. I don't think I expected so much emotions and change, and I'll talk about that all. But I want to film this really quickly because Bryce is in the other room sleeping, so nap time is get stuff done. So Bryce is now 12 pounds. He's sleeping really good through the night. A couple times he has slept like a 7 or 8 hour stretch a couple times, but usually he goes to bed at 8. Will wake up around 1 or 2 in the morning, and then he wakes up around 5. He'll go right back to sleep, and then I stay up after his 5 a.m. feeding, and I get things done with work and my workout and stuff like that. And then I try to wake him up at around 7:30 when I've gotten my workout done, some work done, a shower maybe. And I'm trying to follow the Moms on Call schedule, and it's been really hard with the schedule because of his reflux. Okay, so reflux is kind of a blanket term because there is reflux babies that spit up a lot, and Bryce is reflux, but his is like legitimate heartburn. So from weeks 2 to 7, like we're just coming out of it now, I feel like was so hard. He would, you know, like if you've been pregnant, you know what heartburn feels like, and that's exactly what would happen to him after he ate. It wasn't a milk allergy. Like, oh my gosh, I spend weeks researching, trying everything under the sun. We're going to the chiropractor 3 times a week, which I do think is helping a lot. But with Bryce's reflux, really what we had to do was get him on some medication, and that he'll get off of hopefully by 4 months. And that has been helping, because once his sphincter develops, that heartburn will stop. But it was so hard. I felt so bad for him, and it caused a lot of postpartum depression for me, which I'll get into. Bryce really likes to lay by himself flat on his back, which is really weird for a reflux baby, because usually they hate being on their back and they like being on their tummy, and Bryce hates tummy time. He does not like tummy time, but he really likes laying flat on his back, on his play mat, or on the changing pad. He just loves it, and he'll just smile and smile and smile. He is a morning catnapper. In the mornings he just takes a few little cat naps, and then in the afternoon he'll do a longer 2 to 3 hour nap depending on the day, and then he'll do like another cat nap in the evening. I'm really trying to get him on a schedule, but I'm also being flexible with it because I know he's only 2 months old and we don't have to be on a rigid schedule. Since I work from home, my husband is now home with us as well, so we're being flexible when it comes to a schedule. And Bryce is a hot-blooded baby. Legitimately, he wears a onesie, a long sleeve onesie, and socks all the time. And then when we need to go out, I'll slip on a pair of pants, but he cannot wear those fleece sleepers. He sweats and he just hates them because he gets so stinking hot. He's a hot-blooded baby. We were out to eat and he was just fussing, like it wasn't his reflux cry. You start to learn their different cries, and he was just fussing. And my husband was like, he's hot. So we took his little pants off, and he was in his onesie and socks, and he was just happy as a clam once he cooled down. So I would definitely say my newborn must-haves is the onesies with the mitts, because Bryce like lived in those, and then when we just needed to go somewhere, we just slipped on a pair of pants on him, and then that way if he needed to cool off, we could slip it off. And there was even times people came up to me and was like, oh, his little legs are so cold, and I'm like, no, they're not. Like, he is so hot-blooded, and we have actually had a really warm fall so far. So that's a little bit about Bryce. And now on to me. I'm just gonna combine these two videos. For me, I am about 8 pounds away from my pre-pregnancy weight, but my body does not look the same. I still have my stretch marks, my belly pooch, loose skin, and it's just something I'm really self-conscious about now, but I will learn to live with it, obviously. I am doing the program Core de Force, which just launched. It's a kickboxing MMA style workout, which I really am loving because I can go at my own pace and I can do it right from home. Like, literally this morning, I didn't want to go downstairs to work out, so I just set up my laptop in Bryce's room and I worked out in the tiny, tiny little area of Bryce's room. And then after Core de Force in December, I'm going to start Hammer, 30 days Hammer from Hammer and Chisel, 30 days Shred in January, and that'll be kind of like deja vu, because when I found out I was pregnant with Bryce, it was actually the day I took my after picture for Hammer and Chisel, so that's kind of crazy. Anyways, I'm doing Core de Force, and then let's just talk about the postpartum depression. So at my 6-week doctor's appointment, I went in there and they have everybody take a survey about postpartum depression, and he said mine was not worse. I never had thoughts of hurting Bryce or myself, but I really had a lot of depressive thoughts of, I'm a failure as a mom, why can't I figure out what's wrong with him, I'm exhausted, since you know, Bryce was just screaming all the time. Any moment Bryce was awake, he was screaming because his reflux was just causing him to be so uncomfortable. And sometimes even when we did get him to sleep, he would be sleeping so like soundly and then just wake up, be like get bright red, stiff as a board, arch his neck, and just scream. If he was awake from weeks 2 to 7, he was screaming. And it started at about 9 a.m. until about 9 p.m. when he was so exhausted, he'd finally go to sleep, and he was still sleeping good through the night. And that's when our physician's assistant, who we saw about his reflux because we couldn't get into our pediatrician, said it's not colic, because colic will be, you know, usually in the evening for a certain period of time, and they may not sleep. Usually colic babies aren't good sleepers, and Bryce was a good sleeper. And then Bryce had an episode right in the doctor's office with the physician's assistant, and she was like, yep, that is reflux. That is silent reflux. It's not a milk allergy, because everybody's saying switch formulas, take dairy out of your diet, this, that, and the other thing. And I quit pumping at around 4 or 5 weeks because it seemed like my breast milk really made it worse. I don't know. Don't make, you know, breast milk is best comments. You'll be blocked and deleted, because you just will. So postpartum depression, I went in and he was like, you know, you're on the spectrum of depression. I was just like instantly crying. I knew that I knew that there was having thoughts that I just could not control. My husband and I were just not getting along because, you know, it was just really, really hard. But I came home and we decided to bring Bryce to get him on the medication, and I decided to, you know, do things naturally to help with my depression. Since I had my 6-week checkup, I was cleared to work out again. So I started working out. My husband was like, I don't care if this kid screams for 30 minutes while you're working out. You're gonna work out. You're gonna do this for yourself. You're gonna have some me time away from him. And so my husband's been good about that. And I have been doing things like essential oils, magnesium supplements, and fish oil supplements, things like that, to really naturally help with my depression, as well as a meditation at night. Once I get Bryce to bed, I really try to stay consistent with doing a quick little meditation just to get my mind right. But postpartum depression is real and it's hard, and you feel so guilty about it because you have this like beautiful baby that you love so much, but just these feelings that just overcome you. You cannot like shake them. They make everything seem worse than what it really is. And I was lashing out at people that I love very much, but now at 2 months I can say like I'm starting to get better. Bryce is as well. Like today we went to, it was just me and him, and we went to Costco, and I had him in the ergo carrier, and my intention was he was gonna like sleep facing me in the ergo carrier, and he didn't. He was wide awake and he was just looking around. He didn't even have his passy in his mouth, and people were like looking at him and they're like, oh, what a good baby, what a good baby. And I was like, I needed to hear that, because with Bryce's reflux and him screaming all the time, I just felt like I was failing as a mom, you know. And you ladies who have had postpartum depression know what I mean. And as things start to get better, I really am starting to feel better. But if the feelings come back, and I do feel like, you know, my working out, eating healthy, my supplements, my essential oils, the things that I'm doing isn't helping, I do have that medication that I will take, because I want to enjoy these months and years of Bryce being little. So but for now I am not on medication. I have it in case I need it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I love doing these updates, not just for you guys to chat about mommy things, but for us to look back on. I am going to be filming my incompetent cervix story video. I know a lot of you ladies have found my channel because of my incompetent cervix journey, so I'm just going to make a little in a nutshell video. So if you or anybody who has this condition, or is, you know, a loved one that maybe needs some support, share my video with them. I'll link it down below, and I hope it just helps women feel that there's hope and that they can have a happy ending. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.